she has gone viral, all right? She's gone viral over hot girls eat Arby's. Yeah, she was wearing this outfit, this arrangement into the Chicago Sky game. Of course, the Indiana Fever, I would like to say, beat the brakes off the Sky, but really, it felt like they underachieved a good bit.
When Sophie Cunningham casually threw on an Arby's t-shirt, she unintentionally took over the entire WNBA news cycle. One slogan, one shirt, and over 800,000 units sold. Suddenly, a fast food brand was outperforming the league's ticket revenue. It's the kind of twist you couldn't invent if you tried. Meanwhile, in the background, Angel Reese stays quiet, maybe a little frustrated, likely wondering why it's not her jersey flying off the shelves. What began as a playful moment has now highlighted one of the WNBA's most pressing challenges, and no, it's not about curly fries. It's the fact that one athlete's raw, genuine presence managed to completely overshadow the league's carefully crafted marketing efforts. Sophie didn't just wear the shirt, she became the story. If you're backing Sophie, drop a red-hot Sophie in the comments. Let's get into it.
Sophie Cunningham's t-shirt became a marketing phenomenon. Sophie Cunningham currently plays for the Indiana Fever and has now become one of the most recognizable WNBA players. And for Barbie night, she pulled up wearing a shirt that said "Hot Girls Eat Arby's," and the internet lost it. But here's the real backstory. A few months earlier, Sophie posted a video rating Arby's. And that video was just her being authentic in herself. And that puppy went viral.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Arby's a solid 9 out of 10.
Then following this, the phrase "Hot Girls Eat Arby's" started flying around. And it turns out that Arby's has been saying this since 2023.
At some point, the WNBA's priorities seemed to shift. The game itself started taking a backseat to branding wars, viral moments, and side-eye glances on Instagram. The scoreboard, it's almost an afterthought. Stats feel optional, while drama has become a full-time production. It's as if the shot clock is ticking toward the next viral post instead of the next basket amid this mix of basketball and reality show theatrics. Sophie Cunningham is igniting social media, not with a killer crossover or a highlight dunk, but with an Arby's t-shirt and zero media training. No scripted drama, no choreographed TikTok routines, just curly fries, confidence, and realness. In a league craving something authentic, she delivered it effortlessly, and somehow, it landed with more impact than any last-second shot this season.
We know somebody that has gotten ridiculously popular this year with the Indiana Fever. I made a prediction that she was going to be the second most popular player on this team by the end of the year. And then, of course, there was the big incident during the Connecticut Sun game. And by the end of that game, she was known as Caitlin Clark's enforcer, right? The one that's got her back. At times, it feels like the only one that's got her back, if I'm being quite honest.
Sophie Cunningham isn't out here calling plays. She's calling out the reality. No glam team, no photo filters, no scripted PR moves, masked as personality. Just unapologetically Sophie. One hand's holding curly fries, the others exposing the league's entire marketing playbook. Meanwhile, other players, like Angel Reese, seem more focused on chasing online attention, staging rivalries for engagement and uploading TikToks that feel more like casting calls than content from professional athletes. But Sophie, she's unfazed. No stunts, no thirst traps, just realness. And 800,000 t-shirts sold like truth was on a flash sale. In a league often obsessed with curated image, Sophie's rising by doing something bold, being herself. And right now, that's looking like the most unstoppable move in the league.
Let's talk about Arby's. She is now on the Arby's payroll. Decided that it was a match made in roast beef heaven. Hot girls eat Arby's. No knock on Arby's, Sophie, but if you give Arby's 9 out of 10, I'll take you to Racks. I'll buy you some Racks, and I think you will find that hot girls probably eat Racks. Arby's has a new spokeswoman, and it just so happens to be Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, that's right. Sophie Cunningham, who took to her social media to discuss how much she enjoyed a trip that she made to Arby's.
It's like someone cracked open a window in a room that had gone stale, and a gust of honesty swept in. Judging by some of the side glances, it might have even shaken a few carefully placed lashes loose. Because when someone like Sophie Cunningham, it starts earning genuine, unfiltered fan support, the league seems to get a little uneasy. She's not part of the polished Instagram clique. She's not breaking into dance routines after a rough shooting night. And she's definitely not staging picture-perfect friendships just to land in a WNBA promo reel. Sophie isn't following the script, she's not sticking to the brand. And somehow, that's exactly the breath of fresh air fans didn't realize they were waiting for.
Sophie Cunningham has broken the internet in multiple ways over the last day. All right, the other day, before the Chicago Sky game, this Barbie, and let's be real, let's be honest. If you were going to cast somebody as Barbie, there's a good chance you take a long, hard look at Sophie Cunningham.
That's exactly why people are connecting with her. In a league often overwhelmed by image crafting and performance, Sophie simply shows up. No wigs, no heavy filters, no boardroom-built personality. Just basketball, unfiltered honesty, and an unexpectedly viral Arby's moment. And maybe, just maybe, that's what fans have been wanting all along. Athletes who actually act like athletes, who would have thought. A refreshingly simple idea in a world that often
Let's get it! Burn! Lack of awareness combined with a lack of ability to jump. Not great! Burn!
Me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow.
Yeah! Again! Do it for me. Me bound!
It's the same reason Caitlin Clark flipped the WNBA narrative on its head, without catering to trends or playing to the crowd. It's why Aaliyah Boston cuts through distractions like a walking fact check. They're not chasing viral moments. They're simply iconic by being present and performing at an elite level, and that unsettles some people, because when fans begin to gravitate toward what's real and unscripted, the league's polished branding strategies start to fall apart, which leads to an uncomfortable question. If the WNBA still hasn't figured out how to turn its genuine stars into household names, then what exactly is the plan? The talent is undeniable. The charisma is there, but the system keeps prioritizing gimmicks over greatness, chasing TikTok trends instead of toughness, slogans instead of skill, hairstyles instead of handles. And that disconnect? It's costing the league far more than just engagement numbers.
700,000 followers overnight. I don't know if you guys knew, she had like 300 or something less than 48 hours ago. Insane. The enforcer has arrived. And she even posted like twice since then, bro. She's totally taken it to a whole new level. Like, Caitlin Clark has a new star. This is like a new star in the WNBA. People ain't gonna like it. People aren't gonna like it. Trace Leches, you know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexi Hull, which, by the way, kind of was obsessed with her before she even came along.
It's beginning to feel less like a professional sports league and more like a beauty pageant in sneakers. The spotlight isn't earned through points or assists anymore. It's through selfies, subtweets, and perfectly polished nails. Under the arena lights, and in all that noise, the real hoopers, the grinders, the focused professionals who let their game do the talking, are being overshadowed and overlooked.
Caitlin Clark's teammate Sophie Cunningham's jersey has officially sold out on the Fever website. And this comes the same week as the chippy foul that led to some ejections at the end of the game. It was a bit of a revenge foul taken up for Caitlin Clark after a hard foul on the other end. And then immediately a petition online from the Caitlin Clark haters to have Sophie Cunningham removed from the WNBA. They're trying to get folks to sign it. They said what she displayed tonight was disgusting. Yeah, it was a hard foul, but now it has the Caitlin Clark fans rallying around her, buying up her jerseys to the point they've officially sold out. Fortunately for this petition, I think they just turned Sophie Cunningham into a new WNBA A-list super.
That's exactly why Sophie's moment resonated the way it did. It was authenticity going head-to-head with the algorithm. No persona to perform, no stylist-approved outfit, just a t-shirt, a smirk, and a genuine vibe. And almost instantly, you could sense the unease from players who've built their entire presence around image without the on-court impact. To match that, Sophie revealed something simple yet powerful. Fans are drawn to what's real, far more than what's rehearsed. Suddenly, the Visibility Matters crowd fell silent when that visibility didn't follow their usual script, because nothing highlights what's performative quite like someone succeeding without putting on a performance.
One thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough. So when Caitlin Clark last week, or not last week, a couple days ago, when Caitlin Clark got destroyed, her girl Sophie came to her defense, and this was the most beast mode thing that I've seen a woman do in WNBA history. Now, Sophie, who's my one of my favorites now, she's become one of my favorite WNBA players. I'm gonna watch her too, like I watch Caitlin. Look at what she did, and people may not say that this was in response or whatever the case may be, but I feel like Sophie is like You want to play?
Sophie Cunningham is the worst-case scenario for the image first. Chaos by design crowd, a breakout fan favorite without the branding machine behind her. And the most important part, this was never just about Sophie. It's about what she represents, a major shift in what fans are truly looking for. Not influencers in sneakers. Not reality TV-style rivalries wrapped in a basketball jersey. Fans want athletes who feel real, who show up, grind, and don't rely on weekly theatrics to earn their spotlight. Sophie's rise wasn't driven by a PR campaign. It came from consistency, authenticity, and just enough personality to feel relatable. And maybe that's what makes it so threatening, because it suggests the league's been chasing relatability in all the wrong ways.
To the arena yesterday, wearing that. There she is right there. Let's just bring this up. Over at Tater Report. There she is right there. Hot girls eat Arby's. I can only imagine, and I have no idea. I would assume this is some kind of sponsorship with Arby's, right? Right there. I don't know. The roast beef sandwich jokes just sort of write themselves at this point. And just like that, I want a cheddar melt.
All it took was a fast food t-shirt, just like that. Sophie Cunningham outshined the WNBA's last 3 marketing campaigns combined. Numagia bleaches. No influencer partnerships, no dramatic look at me moment. Just Sophie, a smile, and a $12 Arby's tea generating more buzz than some of the league's top names. Even with triple the promotional backing, the narrative has officially changed, not because of a carefully crafted strategy, but because fans are done with the noise. They're ready to support someone who feels real. And while Sophie casually moves another 100,000 shirts without even trying, Angel Reese is left watching from the sidelines, wondering why her own merch still isn't moving.
Okay, new strategy, team. Angel, keep doing your part. Everyone else, go rebound her misses. If she keeps missing layups at this rate, she's gonna be serving buttermilk pancakes at Denny's. Butter? Did somebody say butter? Butter pecan! Burn! At a certain point, you just got to applaud greatness. A me-bound on her back? Are you kidding? Bang! Simon says, give me another pray-up. How about it? Bang! She really hit under the basket on a layup. Get this girl GPS. Bang! Everybody get up on your feet. It's time to meet and greet the most underpaid athlete. Bang!
Let's be clear, this wasn't some lucky accident. Sophie Cunningham didn't just stumble into the spotlight because she threw on an Arby's t-shirt. This wasn't a random viral moment. It was strategy, cleverly packaged as simplicity. While much of the league was focused on choreographed TikToks and passive-aggressive tweets, Sophie was quietly playing 4D chess, using roast beef and relatability to flip the script. No gimmicks, no performative vulnerability, just a slow, steady rise that suddenly caught fire. Now the playbook has changed, and some players cough Angel are scrambling to adjust, because the usual tricks just aren't cutting it anymore.
We'll say that when you are good at basketball, you're pretty, and you got grit, those 3 things make you bad to the bone. And I think this is one of the new trends that's going on in the WNBA, in my personal opinion, is that not only will you be good at basketball, but you also, some of these women will look like women, right? They used to look like dudes, but now they look like beautiful women that are playing basketball. And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough.
Sophie Cunningham isn't just going with the flow. Every move she makes is intentional. From her timing to her tone and delivery, it's all carefully executed. She brings the emotional savvy of a seasoned negotiator and the branding sense of a top-tier marketing strategist. That Arby's shirt, far from a gimmick. It was a low-effort, high-impact branding move that hit harder than any traditional campaign. While others are busy chasing clout, Sophie is quietly building it, and that shakes the foundation of those who rely on theatrics. She's proving you don't need feuds, drama, or endless spectacle to get noticed. She kept it simple, stayed true to herself, and in doing so, made the flashy routines look like cheap illusions. Whether she planned it all, or just followed her instincts, the result is undeniable. She's become part of a broader shift in the league. Caitlin Clark is drawing record-breaking attention. Aaliyah Boston is demanding respect through sheer dominance. And Sophie, she's rising right alongside them by staying authentic, not by conforming to the league's outdated playbook. In a WNBA landscape that often tries to micromanage its message, Sophie just showed that the most powerful move is sometimes the one you don't script at all.
Let's take a look, because Arby's saw this and decided that it was a match made in roast beef heaven.
Like, not bad.
They weren't dissuaded, obviously, by the little shade that she threw at them there between enjoying her yummy sandwich, saying that She went away. She doesn't have it often for obvious reasons. Well, what are those obvious reasons, Sophie? Anyway, she is now on the Arby's payroll.
Sophie Cunningham saw the shift before anyone else did. She watched Caitlin Clark draw in fans who, just a year ago, couldn't tell a pick and roll from a jump ball. She saw Aaliyah the Enforcer Boston earn respect without a single viral quote, just by letting her game silence the critics, and Sophie understood the formula. No pity plays, no flashy overproduced branding, just clarity, confidence, and consistency. And here's the part that's really unsettling. Some players, especially Angel Reese. Sophie didn't force her way into headlines with drama or staged rivalries. She didn't try to position herself as the face of the league while banking on Caitlin's spotlight to stay relevant. And that's the real sting. Reese built her image around being the main attraction, only to realize she might have just been the filler episode. Meanwhile, Sophie is selling out merchandise and building a loyal fan base that respects her for what actually matters. Her game, her grind, and her genuine personality, not her social media sub.
As you can see right here, that's Sophie Cunningham. She is the teammate of the year, or at least the Caitlin Clark she is. After Caitlin Clark was pushed to the ground and poked in the eye in the first half of a game against the Phoenix Mercury, she actually late in the game assaulted one of the Phoenix Mercury players in retaliation. And fans loved it. They ate it up because look at this. If you look closely, her following on TikTok went from over 300,000, which was great, to almost well over 800,000, probably at 1 million now.
Naturally, the backlash has begun. The side eyes, the subtle shade, the quiet claims that Sophie's just lucky, or that her rise is only thanks to the influx of fans Caitlin Clark brought in, as if Sophie didn't seize that moment with absolute precision, as if this isn't exactly what the league should be doing, turning momentum into something meaningful. Instead, the WNBA keeps doubling down on marketing strategies that feel like they were brainstormed by a room full of confused influencers. It's almost laughable. After years of begging for attention, the league finally has it, thanks to Clark and genuine figures like Sophie, and yet they're fumbling the opportunity because the spotlight isn't shining on their handpicked poster stars. Here's the irony. Sophie isn't even chasing the spotlight, it's chasing her, because authenticity is magnetic, and fans can sense it instantly. Once they've experienced something real, it becomes impossible to ignore how manufactured everything else feels.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey is gonna sell out tonight. The people have been waiting for this. If the refs are not gonna do their job, the players are gonna have to be the enforcers themselves. This game was chippy from the beginning, and the refs did not do their job.
The WNBA should be rolling out the red carpet for Sophie Cunningham, positioning her as the blueprint for how to connect with fans without losing your authenticity. This is how you build a lasting brand without selling your soul. But instead, the league treats her success like a fluke, as if navigating and outperforming a system built on hype and noise was just random chance. Spoiler alert, it wasn't luck. It's proof that in a league often weighed down by forced narratives, someone who's unapologetically real will always stand out. Fans see it, and they're responding. They're showing up, speaking out, and buying up her merch until it's sold out. Sophie feels like fresh air in a league that's been recycling the same storylines for years. While others chase clout with petty rivalries and overused sound bites, she's rewriting the superstar formula with intelligence, integrity, and a presence that doesn't need polishing. And every shirt she sells is another reminder. No amount of PR spin can replicate what she brings to the table, much to Angel Reese's frustration. If you're on Team Sophie, drop a red hot Sophie in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.